Some say the only constant is change. Others say the more things change, the more they stay the same. I say, wouldn't it make more sense just to stay the very same so you wouldn't have to change within this space in the first place? Yet while other living things seem to possess the genes to remain the same, for us, the only coin that redeems is the forever fiery ecumenism of our own steadfast dreams. For we all love and loathe it just the same, for we are all condemned to a lifelong changing relationship with change. As for me, I was decidedly anti-change when ensconced within the womb's finite range, so my mom had to breathe and push through my stubborn 16 hours of labor-induced pain until shot out I hit the ground screaming as the earth spun in a change of season, scenery, and pace, launched forward like a change of astronauts in the East against West space race. During my pre- and post-pubescent days, when fueled by my adolescent teenage rage, I was excitedly pro-change. When a kid has no choice but to change his mental and bodily frame, so I became a rat in the faculty's entertainment maze while cruising on Skyline High's driving range where I yucked it up with future NBA, not quite Hall of Famer Danny Vrains. But the best high school to college transformation train was the change of dates, searching for the one and only to leverage what I hoped would be a change of fates in a kiss for a satisfying kiss exchange while bouncing between the mountains of the Wasatch and the Teton Range, where I engaged in many a river-running escapade. Because you can never step into the same river twice, and that's how the snake wove its way in to become my exquisite vice. When my aspirations were bathed in its baptismal rain, where everything changes but still remains the same. And that's just as I wished it. Once at the end of my high school days, when every high school mate metamorphs into an anti-changing phase, to a place where fashion, face, and memories of place long to remain the very same. From there, I went from a change of pace to many a change of heart and place, to deliver a bit of God's grace perched upon Chicago's concrete inner city shoulders. Then I was off to the Iberian Plains to capture a Spanish señorita's smolder within the expanse of my never-changing and inconsequential range. But instead of succumbing to the forever fiery ecumenism of my own steadfast dreams, I was sidelined by the betrayal of my body's all-encompassing extremes, here from within the chambers of my own painfully changed frame, while my naively nescient mind was simultaneously enlightened with the knowledge of the world dying under the conspiring captains of change, who, arresting power, proclaimed that they were the chosen, in fact the preordained, to bestow upon all lesser beings the blessing of a downward supine convalescent incline in a wide-ranging planned obsolescence changing retrenchment game. So the lower classes would forever engage in a free-flowing, never-ending outrange of the conjoined blood blowing through the masses, overextended veins, all in exchange for the latest, but frequently not the greatest, uploads, upgrades, updates, uptakes, upticks, uplifts, uppers, upthrusts, and updicks. Also, the upscale's upper echelon could continue to contrive an ever-accelerating change, to thereby ride their scintillating and syncopated 1%er wealth gain into what they hoped would be a never-ending wet t-shirt-rending, splendor-blending melange of gold, pink, and peach dawns and dusks, with their familial shields emblazoned upon dead ivory tusks, as death's dominoes from their engineered change came raging to obliterate both faces and names of the lower classes, to blast through the masses until finally, with their imminent destruction reflected in their raised wine glasses, then and only then will they repent and with a twinge of regret lament, "Hey, we screwed up by all this supersonic change, but alas, since there's just no one left but us to take the subsonic blame, so nah. Pass on that and raise the glass, so cheers. Here's a toast to our never-ending, forever endless shame." And with this vision overheating my brain, I languished. I just wanted to get off, sickened and anguished by all the change, wishing that the elite's every overblown decision would regress to sing the tune of our well-placed derision from way before my childhood, when the buffalo and the bear reigned and were unconstrained by all the irrepressible accelerated change. There, in my despair, I remained until from long gone ago, Cheech and Chong, Michael J., and Sheryl Crow sat me down to explain that sometimes change is the medium of pay necessary to be sitting sweet in the ticker-tape seat of the Loverboys Skybox Stock Exchange.
Where from the Jumbotron Gandhi harangues, before you ask others to change, you need to be the change to the forever fiery ecumenism of your own steadfast dreams. Because change that causes us to rearrange what we would otherwise not contain enhances our capacity to climb higher upon the mountain range and advances our chances in this person-to-person, person-to-all-things relationships game.
So I gave it a go, sought to be in me the change that would be forever and all time, the change that could last. After all, was I not taught that by small and simple things are great things brought to pass? So, with this flag raised high upon my frigate's regal mast, I harnessed my rage and fed my mind, wrote letters, essays, and found ways to be kind. I solar powered up, pumped weights and buffed up, scrapped the old giant pickup truck. I cut the red meat, turned down the heat, and reduced the carbon footprint under my feet. I lowered the HVAC, had my brother's back, picked paper in place of plastic sacks. I rode my bike, cleaned up on hikes, and lessened the burden of others' plight. Paid all of my taxes, elevated all to the maxes, and beat into plowshares all of my steel battle axes. But the more I changed, the more others proclaimed that what I didn't do or use, they viewed as a ruse just begging to be wasted, done, or abused. So they poisoned the ground to drain it of power, and now all the water burns in our showers. They AK'd their rage, abandoned their reason, and declared to crazies it's open season. They BQ'd more meat, turned down the heat, and went for wheeling in spite of their feet. They lowered the taxes, but not for the masses, and handed out subsidies for corporate plazas. They cryptoed the currency, ravaged the trees, and collapsed all the fisheries in all the seas. So nothing changed, but became more deranged as I and the world groaned in our pain. When out of the gloom from the iceberg wasting, record fire and tornado making air, the ghost of Lincoln, JFK, LBJ, David Bowie, and MLK shot from the past to pierce the despair and to us now declare that yes, while going it alone we could go fast, but if we wish to go far with the change that would last, we must go together in one solid, unified mass. Besides, Bowie advised, going together is a space oddities blast. So that's why I'm here, to bring you good cheer and to you raise the glass, on a mission from David Bowie, MLK, JFK, and all of the rest. Because for us, the only coin that redeems is the forever fiery ecumenism of our own steadfast dreams. For we all love and know it just the same, for we are all constrained to live a lifelong sustaining relationship with change. For while we can never step into the same river twice, within its flow is the path to our exquisite paradise, where everything changes but still remains the same. So we don't have to change what we wouldn't and shouldn't within this space in the first place. Yet sometimes the change that sustains demands of us a sea change. Not just alone or between you and me, but between us and them, and all and this and up into the grand abyss, up to where we can take change to its upper required range. So please, disengage your individual and communal resistance to change and join hands for the kind of change that sustains us in this, our forever, one and only, same sacred lands.